Fancy.
All right.
Start it up, brother. Here we are.
Welcome to Fancy Bread. I'm Adrian.
I'm Ed.
And today we're joined for the second time with Chef Pedro Mederos. If you have been following up, Chef Pedro was with us 2 years ago where we spoke about opening your first restaurant with Michelin chef Pedro Mederos. Today, we would like to catch up. It's been 2 years since then, twice around the sun, and we're gonna catch up and see where he was then and where he is now. But before we start, for those who are catching up for the first time, what would you like to tell them, Chef?
Come here to Kojin, dude. That's it. Just show up. Let's have a good time. Let's party.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important to say that this is episode 1 of a new series we're launching called
Phone Eats Last.
So everyone knows phone eats first, pictures, all that bullshit. We're doing the opposite. We're going to bars, we're going to restaurants, places of hospitality. We're speaking with their purveyors. We're speaking about what's actually going on. We want to connect. We want to eat. We want to drink, because that's really all that matters. All right? So I want to start off by reading to you how Google has described your restaurant.
Oh, God. I did this the other day. But go for it, yeah?
If you Google Kojin
2.0.
2.0, this is what comes up as Google, as far as Google's concerned. Kojin is a Japanese-inspired fine dining restaurant in Coral Gables, known for its creative seasonal menu that blends Japanese flavors with new American techniques, earning it a Michelin Guide recommendation. So what is the too long, didn't read, or how much bullshit is that? What is the real version of that? How accurate is that to describe this space?
It's not inaccurate per se. Is it the like hyper cliff note of it? Yeah, that's it's shit, let's be honest, right? Like, thank you, Google, for summarizing it in a very digestible way. But I think I've hit a point where like I don't know how to sell this restaurant. Like I don't know how to tell you, which actually I'm very excited to have you both here today because you do more of the selling. I just do the cooking, man. Okay. I cook, that's always gonna be a thing. But I'm curious to see how either of you would pitch this to somebody to first litmus test of like, you should really fucking go there and then it sucks. Yeah, oh, do I watch your content? Maybe.
So I think I would describe this restaurant in a way that requires Adrian to be part of the description. But this man, his food made Adrian cry of joy. The books are open, guys. That's it. I mean, that's all we need.
Yeah, absolutely. But it again, it comes to a point like someone asked me from a food publication, I think it was the Hungry Post. She's like, how would you describe your restaurant? And it was the 8th time that day. We were doing this whole PR thing at the moment, and it was the 8th time that day someone had asked me that question. I just got fed up. And as I answer things abrasively, I said, look, dude, they haven't made a fucking box for me yet. Do you want to know the cuisine? We deal in culinary orgasms, and exclusively in culinary orgasms. If you don't want that, don't come here.
There you go. I love it.
Right, that's fine.
I'm gonna give you my best shot.
What of your description of Kojin?
You got to pitch this to get someone to come here.
My pitch of Kojin and Kojin 2.0 is if you ever wanted to eat the food of Kung Fu Panda. What I mean by that is because Chef Pedro here, his story is very unique in the sense of he went around the world. He traveled, he worked with the best, learned from the best. And then one day he said, I want a bigger place because I want to do what I want to do. And what that is, I don't know. If I feel like I want to cook chicken today, I'll cook chicken today. If I want to cook beef, I'll cook beef. No one's going to tell me otherwise. The one thing is that you're going to have a great time. So the way that I like to go to Kojin or Kojin 2.0 in this case is I come in. I love the fact that I pay for my menu before even arriving. I sit down. I don't look at the menu. I don't want to look at it. I just want to sit down, have the food come out, the person that brings it to say 2 or 3 things about it, the main protein, the secondary flavor profile, and perhaps something that might surprise you. And then if after I eat it and have my foodgasm, then I'll be like, the fuck was that?
Yeah. That's what I want.
Other than that,
what the fuck was that?
Other than that, I don't want to do anything. When I come here, I'm going to be like, do you want wine pairing or no wine pairing? Yes, please. And then have a great time, go home. And then I'll be, those 2 dishes were amazing. That one blew my fucking mind. The beautiful thing about that is that 3 to 4 months later, menu's different. So I cannot tell you, you got to go over there so you can try that dish. No, just go there, sit down, shut up, eat, and leave. And if you don't like that, and if that's not for you, then perhaps your palate is not as refined
Have
for
you
that
seen?
kind of experience.
Have you seen like Water for Chocolate? Como agua para chocolate.
Oh, like if I had.
It's a play. It's a story. In this story, the protagonist can transfer her feelings into the food she cooks. So there's like a couple of different scenes. Like she's cooking like this chocolate cake and she was like really horny. And then at this banquet, all of the people who are eating the chocolate cake, you see them slowly start like, and then
Getting nice
she
and
cooked
hot
something
and
else and she
hey.
was like really sad. Like some of her tears fell into the food and everyone was like bawling. It's delicious, but I was like, ah. So one of the things I like about Pedro's food is, I mean, you'll see it very, very quick. I mean, to be honest, I think he's just a really cool guy who I think focuses on a way of living that I agree with, which is you should take yourself very seriously, but you shouldn't take life too seriously. You know what I mean? So I feel like all of that happens here. You come in here and it's like super chill, clean, not complicated, but where the focus is required is where I care about it, which is in the food. Like everything is a game until that dish is in front of you. No, actually, even when it's in front of you, it's still a game. It's not a game when you taste it.
So we have this thing here where it's like everything on the table and 6 inches above it, we take it super serious, right? Food, beverage, that is our religion. Outside of that, you're a human being, you're a human being. I come up to the table to say hi and you're like, what the fuck's up, dude? You're gonna get up. Not much, dude. How you doing? Like, is it hanging low and easy?
Yo, mirroring.
Right? But if I come to a table and they're like, oh, everything's excellent, I'm like, I'm so happy to hear that, right? I give the guests what they give me. But dude, at the end of the day, like, I'm a chef, not super polished. I can be, I don't have to be. Right. I'm very heavily tattooed. Like, dude, I'm just a fucking guy. Like, I just want to cook. You know? And like this.
I still have this AGM who said, at the end of the day, all we're doing is serving food.
Yeah, man.
It's not rocket science.
Like,
do it with warmth, do it with kindness, and you'll be fine.
But I feel like there's a threshold that's very, very delicate. It's like, let's say wine, for example, because my example for this is a master sommelier. So I feel like at a certain threshold, you take it very seriously. And then you learn more and you realize that you don't know as much as you thought. So you go, I have to delve deeper into this. And then you get very serious about it. It's actually one of the reasons I'm not into wine as much as I was on track to be. Like I was the whole, Court of Master Somms, I was into it. I did level 1. I was on my way to level 2, the whole certification. The more I learned about wine and the people around it and how obnoxious it can be, the less I like. But there's a funny thing that happens once you reach a certain threshold, which is I think where you are. We had a conversation with a master somm once. A master somm came to this restaurant I was working, and at pre-shift, they talked to us about wine. And what he said very quickly just really destroyed all of the tension in the room. He said, listen guys, I know so much about wine and drinks and cigars and all this shit. And the most important lesson I've learned in all of my years of studying viticulture is that the only thing that matters is if the wine enhances the food that you're eating or the company that you have. That's it. So once you reach a certain level of Jedi, which I think you're at, of course, you kind of are like very casual about things that are very difficult, because it's not easy to make food that tastes really, really good consistently at a high level. So I feel like once you've busted your ass to get to the level where you can make that happen, manifest that into reality, you're very casual about the atmosphere around it, but there's just a kind of tiny bubble of like seriousness, which is kind of like how I do everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. This shit's hard enough. Like, why do I need to be fucking angry all the time? Right. Why do I need to just be stressed? Like, I don't get it. I get it for other people. I don't understand it for myself. Like, I don't want to come to work and be miserable. I don't want anyone coming to be miserable. Are we going to make mistakes? Yeah. Yes. Can we recover? Most of the time. Let's be honest. Hopefully, right? Yeah. But like, I don't know. We did a video once where I was like, okay, I think things are getting out of hand in regards of like what Miami diners consider the right time to go to a restaurant. Okay. Right? And like, you coming for your birthday, I love it. You coming for an anniversary, great, awesome. You just got a promotion, you want to come celebrate, no problem. How about a fucking Wednesday night?
Right.
When you're like, hey man, I just want to have a good meal. We're still open. No one's gonna be like, are you celebrating something? No. So like, I put out a video that was like, dude, I don't fucking care what day it is. Just come. Just show up. Just show up and eat, because like I don't want to be, and I don't think anyone in this industry wants to be the restaurant that afterwards you hear like, oh my God, what happened to that place? I used to love going there. Yeah, dickhead, you fucking stopped going there. So they stopped existing.
It's like female sports, like the WNBA. Like the biggest argument that people make. It's like okay, they don't get paid as much as men, but because, they don't
have the same viewership.
They don't have the same viewership. And then all the women on the panel will be like, well, yeah. And then someone else will be like, when was the last time you went to a WNBA game? And it's like for some reason no one can seem to understand. You want to support, you got to go.
Right.
That's it.
Dude, I'm all for everyone making all the money they want and all the money they can, but you can't have one without the other, right? Like you just don't manifest money out of fucking thin air.
I love where this is going, because you mentioned then and you mentioned now, right? On our previous episode, we spoke about how the craze in Miami was sushi omakase.
It still is.
It still is?
Well, okay.
And a follow-up question to that would be, because I remember that the place that ended up taking over Kojin 1.0 was also sushi omakase. Are they also still open?
Is it Kojin 1.0 or is it just Kojin?
It was Kojin, sorry.
I think they're all just Kojin. It's just like, you're not Adrian 26. You're 26, right?
Yeah. I mean, 2026.
Right, exactly. It's just, I know it says Kojin 2.0, but it's the grown up.
No, that's not why I was looking.
It's the version 2.
I just think it's cool, man.
Well, you guys inspired that actually. Because of your LED neon thing. I was like, why not? Anyway.
Wow. I'm going to go home and cry about it now. You know how it is.
Cry. Cry now. Cry on camera. So I know it's real. Anyway. No, man, but it's like...
So it's still the trace.
It's still a thing, but here's the quiet reality that I don't think a lot of people are willing to accept. I have a deep concern for chef-driven restaurants in Miami. Unless the market changes, becomes more educated, is willing to be more adventurous, I don't know what it's going to look like in a few years. You want to talk about places that are killing it right now? Steakhouses, Italian joints, and omakase restaurants. Rightfully so, to a degree. There's nothing wrong with a great steakhouse. There's nothing wrong with a great Italian joint, and there's nothing wrong. It's not about too many. There's enough. The pie is big enough. There's 3.4 million residents of Miami-Dade and growing, right?
Yeah, I mean...
One of the fastest growing cities in the United States and considered the fourth most popular city in the world right now.
So, but what happens is you read my menu, and unless you know about food, you're like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Okay. Do we want to say that Miami diners are a little dumber than other diners?
It's not about dumber.
Well, I don't mean dumb, like IQ. I mean like in the culinary sense. They're culinary IQ.
I think we're seeing the product of an expansion in the food and beverage scene and the hospitality scene that happened too quickly for the market to...
Okay. So would you say that then another way to say it might be that since it expanded so quickly, the Miami resident, because we have to kind of like find like an average.
Right.
The average Miami resident doesn't necessarily understand what that chef is trying to put on their menu.
Correct. There's a lack of exposure, and there's also economic sides of things, like everything's more expensive, sure, fine. Right. But I think from just purely walking into a restaurant, looking at a menu, it's difficult for most.
Wow. Yeah, I understand. That reminds me, last time we spoke about Brad Kilgore, who on his first restaurant, Alter, had to dumb down his menu. Yeah. Do you feel that is still the case today, 2 years later or 4 years later since he had that restaurant, that even though Miami, we have all this power and culture and money, that the IQ for quality food is still not there?
I don't necessarily think that's it. I think what it is regardless of whether you have more money than God or you've saved up for 6 months to have a nice anniversary, no one wants to make a bad investment, right? We can all agree to that. If this is your one date night out because you got a sitter and the moon and the stars aligned, wherever you go, whatever your budget is, you want to make sure that every dollar you spend, you squeeze the most juice out of it.
Yeah, I understand that.
So unless you're, horrible term to use, but unless you're a foodie or you're into food, this isn't necessarily your first choice. Which
you're talking about Kojin? Or a Kojin?
Or a Kojin, a chef-driven concept where it's like not easily digestible just by looking at what you do. There's a menu sitting right there. I would urge you to just look at it and tell me if there's anything on there that you're like, what the fuck is this?
So just speaking based on what you said, I think it's just fair to say that if you had to assess the dining IQ of the average Miami resident, it's much lower. And we understand why in comparison to a city that has been chef-driven and that's had chef-driven environments permeating throughout its entire infrastructure for 50, 60 years.
But I don't think it's an IQ thing. I think it's an exposure thing, right? Like, what would you do if you saw electricity for the first time?
Right, but that's my point.
You're not dumb for not knowing how a light bulb.
Right. We're not calling them dumb. It's just like
It's more of a, it's more of an ignorance, I would say.
It's ignorance is the
Because
word.
I read this the other day. It said that you need to travel outside of your culture to see the shackles that it has imposed on you. Because if you are, for example, in my case, when I moved out of Puerto Rico and I moved to the United States, I saw a lot of things that my culture does, my family does, etc. And I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that was like not a thing here.
Right.
So you need to get out of your comfort zone in order to see and try different things and say, oh wow, I have had food like that, and now that's my thing.
I think the best way to summarize this, it's the difference between knowledge and experience.
I wanted to ask you, right now, what is your favorite and least favorite things about the food culture in Miami?
This is a very personal thing. Like recently, I became very close to a number of chefs that for me were like the culinary gods of Miami, right? Like they're you can't stand in the same room as them, right? Like you're never worthy of it in a way. Okay. I also came up in kitchens at a different time. Like kids nowadays probably don't understand this. Like you can see Marco Pierre White on the internet, right? But like imagine walking into a room, you're walking to a cafe, there's fucking Marco Pierre White. Like, are you gonna go up and say hi? No, you're gonna shit your pants. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna stare the whole time, and then you're gonna dine out on that fucking story for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. I had the same cigarette as Marco Pierre White at a cafe in France.
Like you took a cigarette from his mouth?
No, like he and I were both smoking cigarettes outside. Did you say hi to him? No.
That's pretty amazing.
Right? So I think what's happening now is like the food scene in Miami is becoming way more of a community than it ever has been, right? Like it's no longer territorial. It's no longer like you stay there because that's what you do. He's over there, that's what he does, and we never come together and chat. I like the people I talk to most are other chefs now, and we're all in it together because like everyone's in the same boat, right? Whether you're killing it or you're not, you don't see the same level of competition. Everyone wants everyone to succeed. We all need each other.
With that in mind, are there too many restaurants in Miami right now?
No, I don't think so. I think there's just the right amount of restaurants in Miami.
If okay, I have a couple of questions regarding Kojin 1.0 and Kojin 2.0. So what is something that Kojin 1.0 did so well that 2.0 still does? But it's something that for those that went to the first one, they can still enjoy here.
So I think
not necessarily a dish, but perhaps a culture.
No, so yeah, that's where I was going to go. I think part of the magic of Kojin 1 was there were no gatekeepers. There was no barrier of entry. I mean, there was literally a door that you needed a code for, but all you had to do was make a reservation, right? That's not, it was you as a guest and the chef.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Like, there was never a moment in time where we were not in the same room, involved in the same experience, right? Bigger dining room, semi-open kitchen, like I get it. It's not exactly the same. I still hit the floor. I still walk dishes. I still do the table talks. I still check in on guests. Are there enough restaurants in Miami that have that? No. I'm also one of the few chefs that like openly gets upset when all I hear is like, oh my God, everything was amazing. I was like, oh, that's fucking great. Tell me what was wrong. Oh, no, nothing. It was perfect. And I was like, you're wrong. I need feedback. Give me critical feedback. Was it too salty? Was the acid too high? Like, how do I get better? I only get better if you fucking tell me how to get better because I've hit a point. I've hit a wall with this dish where I'm like, I think it's good.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest lies. Adrian and I recorded something recently, and one of the questions I asked him is, what lies do you tell in the restaurant? What lies do you tell when you're clocked in and you're working? What lies do you tell when you're eating as a guest? And one of the biggest lies, one of the most consistent lies that I tell as a guest is that everything was great. It's not so simple as to just lie. I lie because sometimes I just don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it.
Fair.
You know? But if a chef or someone was perceptive enough to be like, you're full of shit. Tell me what's wrong. You know what? I maybe then would divulge a little more, but on surface level, sometimes I don't even want to get into it.
Okay, but so this is the problem, right? It's a two-way level, or it's two ways of communication. Restaurants are allowed to suck so long as they get better. Can we agree to that?
I think a lot of people would disagree, but I agree.
So
I like what you're saying, though. I like what you're saying.
So April 15th, I'm putting out a new menu, right? April 15th, that day is going to be the absolute worst version of that menu possible.
I see what you're saying.
Because it's the first time I'm putting it out. And I've tasted it, I've gone through it, I've done my end of the work, but I'm not cooking for me. I'm cooking from me, but I'm cooking for you.
For the guests, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
The guest could be wrong,
Right.
right? And everything is in manners of taste. However, yeah, that's the rest of the.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, we know.
We fucking know.
You should fucking know.
We fucking know.
But if on a 40 cover night, 15 guests are like, hey, something was too spicy. All right, that's enough of a margin for me to go. Let's dial it back. Maybe I don't think it's too spicy, but if the majority or enough people think it's too spicy, then most people won't enjoy it. I'm not in the business of my ego. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to us.
I don't have to be right.
Doesn't make sense to a lot of chefs, though.
That's not my problem. Respectfully.
Right.
Right? Like,
It's the guest issue.
I'm not, and this is again something that I think. What industry are you in?
Restaurant industry?
No,
The hospitality industry?
correct. What
Culinary orgasms.
dick? But no. How many people do you know that are like, oh, I'm in food and beverage?
I used to say that when I first started.
But that's.
I used to say that, but I used to say that because I was. There's always been a stigma with like being a server. Oh, like who are you? You're not making any money. Like you're a bum. So, admittedly, because I didn't want to get into it, sometimes people are like, oh, what do you do? I go, oh, I work in restaurants. I work in food and beverage. Now I tell people I'm a server because it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm sorry, I digress.
But the thought of food and beverage, it's like imagine looking at the Sistine Chapel through a peephole, like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel through a peephole.
Okay.
Food and beverage is the smallest part of what we do. The entire picture is hospitality. I'm not in food and beverage. I'm in hospitality. My job is to ensure that the guest has the absolute best time for them.
You see, but that makes me a freak because if I walked into this restaurant and your food was a 10, for argument's sake, and everything else was shit, I would love this place. But I'm just a freak.
Right.
I'm a freak. And I understand that. I'm an outlier. I get it. I don't care about anything. If that food is a 10, a 9. And I never see my server. I don't think the price matches the even if it was amazing, whatever. Whatever. It could be terrible all the way around. But if that food is a 9 or a 10, I don't give a shit.
Well,
but again, that's me.
It's funny that
I don't project that onto other people though. I'm self-aware that it's me.
on our first episode that we did together, we kind of spoke about that, and I felt that I agreed to it as well. And I would say that 2 years later, there's a couple of restaurants that I personally haven't been back to because even though the food is good, and I will eventually go back to them, I haven't been back to because the experience that I had last time sucked. The service was bad, the ambience was really off, and at that point I said, I'm gonna give that restaurant a break until they figure that out. And one or two things is going to happen. Either one, I'll go back and hopefully they'll figure it out, or I'll find another restaurant and that restaurant can go.
So here's my issue. You have to say something. Who do you hurt? Like,
Oh, I did a whole episode about it.
you're not gonna hurt me.
Yeah, the constructive criticism is very important.
What-
I understand.
What sucks is like, hey, how was everything? Great, amazing. Next morning, 1-star review.
Yeah, because you see, the thing is, that level of confrontational honesty, we've been trained as people to avoid that uncomfortable situation. It's an uncomfortable situation.
Sure.
It is. Even if you go the 75% to meet that person, to make them understand that it's an open door, and if they want to express it, they can express it. Even then, people might not be honest. The anonymity of the review makes people feel safe. It's like internet bullies, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
It's tough. I understand.
Well, his mission is, I'm giving you the opportunity, but just because of the fact that they don't want to hear a negative or have that connotation in their conversation, they're like, I just don't want to deal with it.
but here's
But,
the thing.
yes,
you
I see what you
can't.
mean.
I can't assume that every guest hates the meal. I can't assume that every guest loves the meal. Every guest can't assume that I'm going to be confrontational about whatever feedback they have.
I mean, you got to assume that most people are going to like it. Come on.
So I guess what you're trying to say is,
That's not cockiness. That's confidence.
and you have something to say about your dish.
Just tell me.
Tell them.
I might agree with you. Or I might explain to you why we went that route, and maybe it'll make sense. I don't know, right?
That's a tough one, man.
But it's a conversation. It's an ongoing conversation. It's the only thing where being as subjective as you want makes the most sense.
Yeah, but I feel like in order for that to work, you got to go further. You as the chef, making people understand that there is an open door. You can express yourself as long as you're being respectful.
Yeah.
You can express yourself. I feel like you got to go 95% in that direction.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. Because restaurants that offer tasting menu and a la carte, what's the biggest rule at the table?
No changes.
The whole table needs to participate.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
You do you mix it up. Doesn't
Whatever you
matter.
want.
Whatever you want.
Now, I will tell you, if you're going to try and share a tasting menu, it's not going to work out. I can't stop you. Like, once the food hits the table, you could break it apart however you want, right?
What if you have a two-top? Do you let them share a tasting menu? Or do you at least say that they have to order their own thing?
I highly recommend that they don't expect to be able to share a tasting menu. They're going to be disappointed. It is enough food for one person. How do you share one oyster?
You gotta be real intimate.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Real intimate.
How do you share a bite-sized tart?
You make it a teeny tiny bite-sized
Right.
tart.
So there are times where it's like, look, you guys are more than welcome to do whatever you want. You're an adult. I'm an adult. Everyone's an adult here. You want to order a tasting menu? You want to go a la carte? No problem. You're not going to be eating at the same pace as he is. I'll do everything I can.
I had to deal with that when I worked in L'Atelier. I would explain to guests, there are going to be certain courses in which your partner will have a dish and you will not have a dish. I'm going to course it out as much as I can so that you have like one course, one empty, one course, one empty.
Right.
As long as you're okay with that,
Or
we'll have a
there's-
great time.
There's some level
And
of
little
overlap.
disclaimers that you have to tell the guests.
But this motherfucker's going to do 7 courses. You ordered 2 things.
2 things, yeah. Yeah, and I would explain to them, I'm going to start with the first course, and then I'm going to bring it the rest with the main course. So you're going to have 6 courses empty.
You know-
and they'd be like, yeah. You'd be like, perfect.
And then
And that's what I used to do.
Yeah, but it's never okay. We know that.
How do you make guests behave? My theory is, and by behave I mean they follow the rules. Let's say your rule was you required table participation. Even if you made it a rule, there's still going to be people who are going to want to do it differently. That's just the nature of the biz. I have personal experience with it.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you make people behave? How do you make people come into a restaurant and follow the rules that you have set? My theory is you got to make things very luxurious and very expensive. Because in 3 Michelin star restaurants, people don't make substitutions. Prior to you going, they ask if you have any issues, and then they make the menu work for you. But assuming you have no dietary restrictions and you go to a 3-star restaurant, people don't say, oh, can I have this instead of this? Can I do this instead of this? So why do they not do that in a 3-star restaurant, but they come to a restaurant like this or a restaurant equivalent to this and act up?
I think it's education. We go back to that.
Right.
Education and exposure. But look, I had a guest ask me the other day. They wanted the lamb off the tasting menu as their entree. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that, right? Because it's on the tasting menu. If you want the lamb, happy to send you the whole tasting menu. I don't want the whole tasting menu, I want the lamb. Okay. I don't have a price for the lamb. Like, I don't know how to, I mean, I know how to, but in the middle of service, I'm not going to crunch the numbers and find an appropriate price point to sell you the lamb.
Right.
Right? This isn't oh, there's a secret button. No. There's math involved. Like I'm running a business.
Right.
And can we give you a humble suggestion on that one?
Yeah.
You can put a fuck you button, and that button is, oh yeah, you want to have that as your main course, even though it's one piece of lamb and that's what you're gonna get. And then you have a button that's the FU button, and whenever they get that, they're like, you had your lamb. I hope you enjoyed it. That's the price of the lamb.
Would it say fuck you on the itemized receipt?
No. But we all know.
What's the point?
You can do that, or you can have it preferred off-menu item, specialty, whatever you want.
So what's funny is,
But next time that you ask, know that you can have it. It's like when a guest says, oh, the mac and cheese, for example, which in many restaurants, they have a mac and cheese. And no, I want it for the kid. And what are we gonna do? Charge him $5 for pasta with olive oil? No. You still pay for the full price of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
You wanna have it just olive oil with butter and pasta? Fine, you're still paying for it.
look,
Now, I understand that sometimes in the world of hospitality, we do not want to do that to our guests.
Correct.
But in the world of business, and when people act up, it's important for you to give him the little, and maybe he'll say, next time, I'm not going to impose my will when I go to Chef Pedro's restaurant.
so what I do is I just come from a point of like respect and understanding, right? And I tell people all the time, like, look, dude, I would love to do this. I'm the chef. I can't, right? I'm more than happy to send you the entire tasting menu. You'll enjoy the lamb. I'll even move the lamb up in the tasting menu. You could do whatever you want, but to enjoy the lamb, you have to have you cannot change the fish on the tasting menu for the a la carte fish. Like, it just doesn't work. Things are designed the way that they're designed, and there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah, but you see, you have a cheat. Your cheat is that this is your restaurant. When we are dealing with guests, they say to themselves, oh, no. You don't have the authority to do this. Let me speak to your manager. Then it becomes a whole thing. Then it becomes a whole hierarchy, a whole fucking thing. When you should trust me, I've been trained well, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm saying what you would say.
Yeah.
But since I'm not you, then they have to go to the manager who's above me but below you. And then when the manager says the same thing we've all been saying, then they got to go to you.
And then at that point, I'm already angry.
Right, exactly. So it's a whole vicious cycle.
Correct.
It's a little different because you have a very intimate space here, and you're on the ground and you can talk to people. But there's fucking animals in this city, man. They don't understand. So what do we do? So what do I do? No problem. You want to do that lamb? Let's do it. So you know what I do? I charge them fucking $35 for a single lamb chop. Dale, enjoy your lamb. That's what I do.
Right. But, look,
I'm not saying that it's the right,
No, it's neither right nor wrong.
but it is what it is.
But I also think
The thing is that sometimes we have to put people in their place because it's the only way they get to learn. Because if we keep allowing people to do the things that they do wrong all the time, then guess what?
I don't think it's about
They're gonna keep doing it.
it's not about putting them in their place. It's that for every cause there's an effect, right? Like, if you ask for something out of the norm and we decide to accommodate, not we as Kojin, but anyone decides to accommodate, maybe there's an out of norm price, right? And I tell this to guests all the time. If you tell me about any and all dietary restrictions, I'll accommodate. I mean, if you come in here and you're like, oh,
That's
I
huge.
can't have soy, I'm like, dude, wrong place,
Got it.
right? Like,
What are the allergies you can't accommodate? Gluten,
easy.
dairy,
That one's tough but doable.
egg.
Easy.
There you go. What else we get with them?
Shellfish, finfish, nightshades.
We can.
Like,
All that. The nightshades tough.
easy.
Yeah. Damn.
Not hard.
So good. Just the one that's going to be difficult, soy.
But I need notice.
What about, because you don't use tamari?
You need notice.
We do use tamari, but tamari still contains soy.
Got it. So
It doesn't contain gluten. But my point is, I need notice. And notice isn't like, oh, hey, by the way, since I've just sat here, I can't do that. Right? Like
What would be the appropriate amount of time?
24 hours.
24 hours. Really? Damn, that's generous. 24 hours is generous. Like tomorrow you have to figure out a dish for another
Yeah.
person? Damn, that's
No
very
problem.
generous.
But I'm a chef. What the fuck else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, it's my job. You've decided that you want to patron my restaurant,
Right.
and you have needs, and you've notified me with ample time. It's my job to accommodate.
Damn, that's awesome. So now you know, if you have a particular allergy, except soy, make sure you check out and let them know 24 hours in advance so you can enjoy.
So the
a
flip
wonderful
side,
meal
the
at
flip
Savoy.
side of this original question was, now, what do you hate about the Miami food scene? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go.
I hate that everyone needs to be fucking entertained while they eat. You can't eat without somebody spinning fire in front of you or some fucking light show.
Or a DJ, or a dancer.
Whatever happened to
or
ambient-
the dish has to come and it has
Yeah.
to be.
It has to be
Oh.
like what's the name of the restaurant we interviewed the guy on West Avenue? The one that's famous for its presentations.
Oh my gosh.
Barton G.
Barton G, thank you. Fun dining.
Are you familiar with Barton G?
No.
So Barton G is this restaurant on West Avenue. They've been there forever. They're a part of the city, man. You got to give it to them. They've been around for a long time. They have stuck to their thing. They don't have a single dish that doesn't have some kind of fucking presentation. I know that sometimes presenting a dish is aesthetic, but sometimes it's also functional.
Right.
I get it. But if you took down all of the aesthetics for me in a dish and you just only use what was functional, like cookies and a fucking browser, only the functional ones, I'd be okay with that.
So, but is that frustration coming from a place of now the trend or what's really moving chef-driven restaurants forward is being restrictive or having restraint as a chef? Like, I could put 72 microgreens on this dish. However, I'm just going to do veg sauce protein because that's hot. I mean, that's kind of how we do some things. Some things are garnished to fuck. Some things, I'll be honest, look like a grenade of our mise en place went off on the plate. And then there's some things where it's like, that's it. I think that there's dishes that need it. There's dishes that don't. But I also, side note, happen to agree with you.
I just don't like it.
I just think, I believe that what everyone is concerned about is that if you have time to do something, then focus on the things that matter, not on the things that don't. And if I'm gonna go to a restaurant, I care about the food that I'm having, that my server's not an idiot, and that I have a overall good time. And if the time that the chef and the team is spending on is on making this lavish presentation that amounts to nothing, because I'm not gonna eat that thing, then he's like, you might as well use that time on something else.
Right, no.
And I guess that's where he doesn't appeal that this industry.
Here's
is
the
headed.
issue. Here's where it actually becomes an issue. Where it becomes an issue because, right, there's a restaurant for that. And let them make money and let them attract the people who want to go to a restaurant for that. But where it becomes a problem is where somebody goes to Mila and they want to see a fucking fire juggler outside. And they like Asian food. Let's just call it Asian food. And then all of a sudden, somebody says, oh, you know what? I went to this great restaurant in Coral Gables last week, Kojin. You like Asian food. Mary, you should check it out. And Mary goes, okay, I'll check it out. Mary Googles it, looks at pictures, doesn't see a DJ, doesn't see lights, sees an appropriately lit restaurant with functional, delicious, high-quality food that's chef-driven. And Maria might say, you know what, I'm gonna go check it out. But you know what Maria also might say? That place looks boring. I'm not gonna go there. That's where it pisses me off. That's where it pisses me off. Where people are so overly stimulated that a restaurant that's actually normal seems boring to them.
Well,
that pisses me off.
is that a product of what the city's image has been for so many years?
Most definitely. Doesn't help. Absolutely.
I mean, dude, I like movies. I'm a.
Adrian's a big movie guy. He knows all the movies.
Have you ever watched The Specialist?
Of course.
Wow. You and I have.
Wait, is that?
Sylvester Stallone.
Maybe I've seen it. Go ahead.
Summary of the movie: Sylvester Stallone was an explosive expert. The dad in the movie, an explosive expert. Either way, horrible. It's like an Italian guy doing it's actually Scarface 2.0 in that way, right? It's an Italian guy doing a Cuban accent. Who left the military, whatever. Now he works in Miami, and that I think was like when Miami peaked. Truthfully, as a scene, because that's like he lives under a bridge near South Beach. He has a cat. It's this thing. Women are wearing the long undergarments where it's like it's a thong, but for some reason the straps are in their armpits, and it's like that is what people still think of as Miami today. And it's like there's no neon left in Miami. Remember how much neon lights, like every sign was a neon light.
Miami has changed so much.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just think that there's this historical, like, Miami is South Beach, right?
No, I don't think now that's the case, because there's so much out of Miami right now. Like Wynwood, in the 2 years that we have recorded, Wynwood became a thing and it died, and then now Coral, and then so many other places are popping up, restaurants. That's why I asked the question of, are there so many restaurants? Because there's so many restaurants popping up that are grandiose from other kind of sides of the world. And
from an economic standpoint, right? From just a purely economic standpoint, Miami grew at a rate that it was not ready for.
Yeah, it was astronomical.
From an infrastructure standpoint, dude, I used to go on art walks when I had just graduated high school, and like, you know, you tell your parents what you're doing for the most part. It's like, oh, I'm going to Wynwood for an art walk, and she's like, you better leave before the sun goes down. I'm 33.
Yeah.
Like we're not talking about 50 years ago. We're talking about, you know, a little over a decade ago. You couldn't hang out in Wynwood.
No.
After the sun went down. And also, I will die on this hill, what everyone calls Wynwood is still Overtown. Overtown ends on 32nd. Wynwood starts from 32nd beyond. So the Wynwood that everyone's hanging out in, that's Overtown. There's nothing wrong with hanging out in Overtown, to be clear.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Of course there is.
But it's a warehouse district,
Right.
that had a crazy art scene, a handful of restaurants, some boutique shops that were like kind of peculiar. You know, the places where you go to buy things to get into that German club that no one can get into unless you know Klaus. Bergheim. There it is. Right? Like, it was an interesting place. It was kind of grunge. It was kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
And now it's like polished. And I love Wynwood still to this day. But like,
I like some of the restaurants there, but I don't hang out there.
I don't know.
I can't hang out in Wynwood. Who the fuck hangs out in Wynwood?
Dude, there's parking garages in Wynwood.
Somebody was like, yo, come and meet us in Wynwood. And I'd be like, be very careful about how you finish this sentence to myself.
Right.
For anything other than to eat something, I'd be like, absolutely not. Why the fuck am I going to go to Wynwood?
Yeah.
It's a terrible, terrible neighborhood to hang out in.
But it's just not like Miami. They had some of the best food in the city.
Absolutely.
But it's not the same Wynwood that we know, and that's okay.
No.
It had to grow. I don't think it's dead. I think it's just going through this period of like re-identifying itself. It's too metropolitan. There was no buildings that were more than 4 stories in Wynwood.
No, they're building the whole big whatever building.
speaking of building, let's move this along, because again, we're in a brand new, different place. What does Kojin 2.0 does that Kojin 1.0 could have never done?
Dude, I have a hood. I have gas. Like, I have ovens. I'm not joking. Like, both of you ate there. I had 2 induction burners and a countertop electric oven.
Yep.
I have 12 burners, 2 ovens. I still have inductions. It's the best way to run a fryer when you don't have a deep fryer.
Come on.
Right? Like, I have a real kitchen. I have a whole walk-in. We have reach-ins.
Your kitchen is humongous, first of all.
It's
It's pretty big.
It's massive.
It's a big kitchen, man.
It's unnecessarily large. I would take away half of it in a heartbeat.
Damn. So I'm moving into a bit of a recognition, because in your previous restaurant, I know we're talking about then, now, and where things are headed, you amassed a Michelin recognition.
Yeah.
Then after you took your break and you opened this restaurant, then currently you also have such recognition one more time, correct? How, because I imagine that after you, because this is something that personally happened to us. I see your journey, and in a way I kind of reflect ours as well, because you were open in Kojin 1.0 for like 2 years and 3 months. We had a big run where we ran the show for about 2 years and some, and then we took a bit of a break as well. And then when we came back, it was, oh, it's not moving as much. It's not it's not as popular. People are not talking as much about it. Is it something that I'm doing? Is it not something that I'm doing? And it all became this thing. And I wonder if when you received that same award that you had at Kojin, did it felt that at a certain point of, okay, I'm back on track? Or not sure if that's made sense to you.
No, it makes sense. I get where you're going.
Get emotional at times when I ask questions.
I don't know, man. I have a very different perspective, right? Like, do I want to be recognized by the Michelin Guide every year? Yeah. Do I want an award? Sure. Like, absolutely. I'd be lying if I said anything other than yes, right? Is that why I do this? No. No, not at all. Like, I do this for the people that show up when we're open. I do this because that there's a certain standard and quality in what we do, and attention to detail and intentionality. Like, I could never get a Michelin star, but if you come to eat here and you still get emotional, that's worth more than a Michelin star to me, right? When I know that you're out there spreading the good word about this restaurant, that's worth more than a star to me.
Always do.
When my team comes in and they're excited to be here, that's worth more than a star to me. Not to say that I don't want one. I think I would love one. My team would love one. But it has nothing to do with me. I am the tiniest part of Kojin. I'm a catalyst for the restaurant. I have a team of people that are very talented, very smart. They have their own flavors. They have their own tastes. They have their own ways of cooking. It's my job to, as a chef, put their vision into the Kojin bucket and then push it forward. If you want brutal honesty, none of this is my food. This is all Kojin's food. Right? Like, does that make sense?
Yes, grown to that point.
If my sous chef comes up with a dish, do I give him credit? Absolutely. If you were like, oh man, the carrots, I'm like, yeah, Chris did that. That's all Chris. I mean, I worked with him on it, but that's all Chris. Is it Chris's dish? No, it's Kojin's dish. We put our ego to the side.
What's that saying?
You have to do it, yeah.
There's a great saying that you need to teach your employees well enough so that they can leave, but treat them well enough so that they won't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think you probably have a bigger part to do with the success of this restaurant than you're putting on.
Sure.
Come on.
But I mean,
Of course. I mean, you're the lead. I asked a question once to a person who their name is on the restaurant, and this person was opening a restaurant somewhere else. And I asked them, how are you going to deal with the fact that when a lot of people come here, they want to see you, and you're not going to be here. You're going to be in the other restaurant in that other state, or the other restaurant when you open in another place. And the answer that he gave me was, I hope that by then, the people that come here understand that I am not the restaurant. And when they come here, the experience that they're going to have is equally or better than the one they had, meaning that I wasn't needed in the first place. I am a big part of it. I am driving it forward. I am pushing it to where we want it to go. But hopefully the guests will enjoy it, and the staff will be at the point where it doesn't require me to be here. And fast forward, and that's what it actually became.
Yeah.
So he made that through. He made that come true.
I mean, but
so
that's-
because every time I've been to that restaurant and he's not there, it doesn't matter.
That's
You
every
just
chef.
still have a great time.
You want to know the biggest flex you can have as a chef? You're not in the restaurant, right? Because you're either opening something else or you're traveling for work, whatever the case may be.
You're not there.
And you can fire off emails to your kitchen team, right? Or you're the one person that you left behind. And you're like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want R&D this dish. Here's the vision. Here's where I want to go. Here's a recipe for a component of this, that, and the other. And when you get back, they're like, hey, that's everything you asked for. Why don't we taste through it? Fuck everything else, that's like the biggest chef flex. It's like, can you lead a team to the point where just by communicating through messaging, right, or through email, they can accomplish what your vision was or where you were trying to take that dish, that menu, and you don't need to be there, because what that says to me is they understand your palate, they understand the restaurant, they understand the clientele, and they know where you're going, and everyone's speaking the same language. Like, that is the biggest flex. I think, again, I don't know what it takes for all restaurants to get to that point. I know that we have days here where it's like that doesn't happen, which is normal. I actually like those days because it gives you the opportunity to steer the ship in the right direction, right? I think people just don't want to deal with adversity anymore. I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know if it's, where we're at in the industry. Like, I want adversity. I want people to rain on my parade. That is the only way we get better. If we open every day and everything's perfect, at some point the other shoe's going to drop.
Right.
Do we nail it every time? No.
But you hope to.
But fucking hope to. We try really hard and we work really hard to nail it.
So that being said, what inspires you, man? What inspires you to keep going?
Fuck, dude. I mean, talking about getting emotional. This is going to be weird. Not weird, just funny.
I guarantee it won't be. Go ahead.
So,
Guaranteed.
So, everyone, I don't know what the proper word for this is, but when you leave service, what do you do? How do you decompress? That's the word. How do you decompress from service?
Lay down in bed, watch TV.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm with you.
And I do a post shift. I sit down on a bench. They call me Forrest Gump at work. I sit on the bench, and people come out. They hang out. We talk. Watch yourself. Yeah, keep going. Sorry. Hey, you asked.
No, I love it. So, like, sometimes I'll look at my wife, who I also work with, who's, my partner in this. And sometimes I look at her and I'm like, I need to turn my brain off. And she's like, what? And this conversation doesn't happen like this anymore, but I'm like, I need to turn my brain off. I'm going to mindlessly scroll the internet and see what just scratches that itch in my brain, right? So one day I'm scrolling and I don't know who the driver is. Forgive me for the lack of information that I have. But all I know is that this guy is about to cross the finish line. And whoever's in his pit crew, I don't know what they call it in Formula One. I'm sorry. I'm a chef. I cook. I'm good at what I am good at, and everything else is a mystery.
Of course.
And they go, hey, we have a special message for you. And his fucking kid comes over the mic.
Oh, man.
Dude, and his kid goes, congratulations, Daddy, you're the world champion.
My God.
Like, I'm emotional now.
Dude, that would make me cry. I cry with commercials at home all the time.
You know what I mean?
Advertisements and shit.
I have a fucking 3-year-old.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to say that I don't care what he does. I don't not care, right? Like, if he wants to come into this industry, happily. If he wants to go be an attorney, whatever he wants that'll make him happy, that's what I want for him. That being said, nothing would fulfill my soul more than, number one, being a good father. Number two, always having been there for him. And then him being able to say, oh yeah, my dad has a Michelin star restaurant. That's like, I just want to hear, congratulations, Dad, you have a Michelin star. Like, even if he doesn't know what that means, because like, we're old enough now, we're like, hey, happy birthday. It's like, okay, cool, thanks. Yeah. When your 3-year-old wakes you up and goes, happy birthday, Dad, and gives you a kiss on the cheek, yeah, dude, I won. The game's over. I won. I don't need to do anything else. We're kosher. So like, what keeps me going? That guy. Because like, he's just figuring life out.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? Like, he's also here all the time. He's the best employee.
I heard. We heard stories. People love it.
Like, he just hangs out.
Yeah.
He walks in and he knows everybody's name and he says hi to everybody. Everybody gets a hug or a high
So he was born with that 51%.
The hospitality.
The hospitality, baby. He's in there 51%.
I have, it's honestly, that's beautiful. I have another question, Adrian, but if you have one, go ahead.
I'm just gonna do my last one, but if you want to go for that, and I'll finish with it. Mine's close and personal.
What scares you, man? What's scary about this industry, about this restaurant, about your relationship with food
Nothing.
and hospitality? Fearless. It's a good answer.
I mean, what's the worst case scenario?
As long as it's something that's acceptable, then nothing.
No, but what's the worst case scenario for any restaurant?
Close.
Worst case scenario, somebody dies in the restaurant.
Correct. That's, yeah, right. I meant for the business. Like,
There's a fire and everyone except for you and your family and your employees dies in the restaurant.
okay, we're going to extremes here.
Okay,
I meant more like realistic.
in the real world.
In the real world, right? Like, it closes. Cool. And this is the best advice I have for anybody out there. It's always tough. Every restaurant, no matter how successful, is a week away from closing, right? Yeah. You're one bad review from never opening doors again. Like, it is what it is. There's no certainty in this industry. Zero.
Would a restaurant close if somebody died, or would that actually be good publicity for the restaurant?
I don't think that's such a bad thing as publicity. I think it's such a bad.
If it's clear that they died like of natural causes, like somebody's pacemaker stopped working, they dropped dead in your restaurant. I think that's actually pretty, be good for business.
I seen a restaurant that was on the news because the night before, when one of the guests came out, this guy was a boxer, and the boxer who fought him, jumped in, and the day after, there were people in saying, "Oh, I'm here because that guy got beat up here last night. Like, I wanted to see it." So there's no such thing,
I'm sure.
in my opinion, as battle.
So your restaurant closes, and what do you do?
Do it again.
Do it again.
Like, what else is there to do?
And obviously, this is not something I wish for, but hypothetically, should that misfortune come to pass, you'd probably open a fucking even better restaurant.
Sure, but probably. But again, I'm playing an infinite game. My game is to continue playing the game. I'm not playing to win. There's nothing to win. Winning is playing the game. So I could, this stays open forever. Great. I open 10 more concepts, 5 of them close. It doesn't make a difference. Like, I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to make money. I want my team to be taken care of. Like, I will always take care of the people around, right? No one's allowed to go hungry, which is one of the reasons why we operate very differently. We do family meal every day. You have to sit down. You do not clock out. It is 30 minutes. If you get up in those 30 minutes, we're having a conversation. You're allowed to sit, eat, get up, and sit wherever you want in the restaurant and not work. And you are on my clock for it. But I need you to have 30 minutes of you time where I know that you're fed. We concern ourselves with dietary restrictions and allergies of our team members. And it's not like, oh, there's chicken and rice. We don't do that. There are days where we do chicken and rice, but it's not like, oh, we do chicken tenders. We've done dino nuggets, okay? We've made shakshuka and I've thrown truffles into it. Like, it doesn't matter. I want the team to be taken care of.
Truffle shakshuka.
Right? It's pretty wild.
No, you're having it the dynamite.
But this is my thing, right? Like, my hospitality starts when the first guest arrives. How people determine the first guest is very different. The first guest is the first employee. They are my guest.
I say that to all of my server assistants. I always say, you work with me, not for me. So
Fuck
let's
that.
make
Go
this
get
money.
the water. Get the fuck out of my face.
No.
Why
we
is
work
that
together.
table marked? I'm
No, we work
different,
together.
brother.
Now, I guess in a more personal question, because like I said, I do see what you do, and in a way I see what we do as well. So I admire that a lot. A lot of respect for you. I would like to ask, as someone who is also doing as much as he can, as best as he hopefully can, how do you manage your time being owner, chef, husband, father, making orders, social media, being on a show, tattoo? How?
You don't have a choice, right? You only have 24 hours in the day. You either get good or you never figure it out. Like how I manage my time, if I'm not too exhausted from having closed the restaurant the night before, I take my kid to school. My wife and I jump in the same car, which is super inconvenient because one of us has to go pick him up and then the other one's stranded wherever the other one is. But we jump in the same car and we take him to school. It's a 13-minute ride from home to school. But if those are the 13 minutes that I'm going to get with my son that day, they're going to be the best fucking 13 minutes. I don't care about quantity anymore. I want quality, right? Most parents see their kids for 40 to 60 hours a week. I see my kid for less than 15. Right. Like to the point where my kid's like, "Oh, Dado, are you coming home to mama's house?" Like other parents look at us like we're getting divorced, and I'm like, no. He just knows that I'm at the restaurant all the time. The restaurant is Dado's house. Our house is mama's house. Right? But like Kat and mine's bedroom is mama and Dado's bedroom, or mama and Dado's room. And then there's Jameson's room. So how do you manage all of this? You just do it. You don't fucking stop. Does it get easier? No. Do you want it to get easier? Why?
So learn to love the hustle.
Yeah, dude, but like that's like saying, "Oh, I don't want anyone to dislike me." If no one dislikes you, you're not doing shit. No. You're not a threat. You're no one. No, look. I mean, dude, you say some abrasive shit that I don't necessarily agree with, but I can accept you as a person. Would I be happy if you were taking care of me at a table? Yeah. But I would mirror what you're giving me. Like, respectfully. You know what I mean? We would have a good time.
Even if it was,
We would have a great time.
even if it was disrespectful, it'd be great. I don't care.
We'd kiss at the end of the night.
Listen,
Just to make it.
it makes it better.
It does. But
Makes it better.
But like time, Senna wrote a book about this, man. Like life isn't short. People just live it the wrong way. Like everyone who's chasing these, the big trip. It's like, fuck the big trip, dude. Why don't you take like 10 small trips? Enjoy the 10 small trips instead of breaking your fucking back for the one big trip that ultimately may be disappointing. You don't know, right? I've had more moving moments with my son sitting 2.5 feet behind me in his car seat in a car than I have at like, "Oh, let's go to Gymboree or Dandy Bear." Dandy Bear doesn't exist anymore.
Damn, this kid talks a lot for 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
No, but like,
I mean,
dude,
respectfully, it's great.
I took my kid. He was, I think, 1.5 years old. We went to New York and we were in Central Park, and I took him to the Bethesda Fountain. Like, that doesn't mean shit to him, probably. But to me, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. I feel the same way when I take him to the park. And he's just like throwing mulch. It's like it's all the same. And if it's one thing that I've learned through mentors and friends, it's like it's good to always be longing for the thing that isn't quite there yet, but understanding that you're not ready to be there yet either is okay. I don't have a Porsche. I don't have a luxury watch collection, right? I don't have 15 restaurants. I'm fucking 33. I'm cut my teeth in the industry. I opened my first restaurant. Like, did I really think 1.5 years in I was gonna park a pink Porsche GT3 RS outside? No. And if I did, that guy's a fucking idiot, right? It takes time. Anything worth doing takes time. That being said, anything worth doing is worth doing right. Just because it's going to take long doesn't mean you can fucking half-ass it.
Right. I even say if you're going to do something wrong, do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I say. That's my motto.
Make it right or make it twice. Like, it's that. I think people need to change their perspectives. We're in this go, go, go world, and it's like, yeah, it's okay. But truthfully, I think Ferris Bueller said it, like, if you don't stop and smell the roses every now and then, it flies right by you.
Have you seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yes.
Oh,
Long time ago.
yeah. Chicka chicka. But do you remember the movie?
Saw it too long ago.
Okay. This high school Chicago kid decides to play hooky. It has the most adventurous 24 hours of his life. Like, obscene. Couldn't pull it off today, most likely.
Okay.
But to answer your question, don't stop. Get better. You'll figure it out. Like, you guys took a break.
Put that shit on put a t-shirt. Adrian?
If anyone puts a Nike swoosh under it, I want millions. Because just do it isn't enough.
Yeah. Just do it is definitely not.
You know what I mean? It's also too open-ended. I think they're leaving themselves a little exposed to liability.
It's one of those things that they did before they realized how depraved people are. Me? I got nothing else, brother.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Perfect. Closing it up, Kojin 2.0, ready and open and available for you to go ahead and check it out. Come in here with an open mind and an open heart and experience something that you're not going to get anywhere else. But don't come here expecting all this lavish presentation. Just come here and hope for a great meal and fantastic company. Thank you for listening.
Take care, everybody.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.